You want to feel old? Let me tell you what. It's been 5 years since you went running out in front of traffic because you heard somebody yell there was a Snorlax spawning over there. Or since the last time you rode your bike near 20 miles per hour because you were chasing after a Kadabra. Not even an Alakazam, just a Kadabra. Because that's how big Pokemon Go was in the summer of 2016. And it's really crazy for me to look back on this time and just think, that looks like a different world. I know we're getting back to that world, but this looks like a whole different world and something that I deeply miss. And I don't think there ever will be another game that truly, just captures the magnitude of attention that is just kind of the general populace. I mean, people that were into video games were into Pokemon Go, but also people that hadn't played a video game maybe in their entire lives. They weren't gamers. They weren't even casual gamers. They were just people that happened to own a cell phone. And when Pokemon Go caught on so quickly, within a matter of a day or two, became this national phenomenon, they decided, heck, I'm going to try it out, and things spread like wildfire. And as someone that was a Pokemon fan this whole time, to see people that weren't Pokemon fans themselves even, or maybe hadn't played Pokemon since the 90s, come back and be very involved, talk about what I thought was just a nerdy hobby, that I had to kind of hide away in high school, that, maybe I was still interested in Pokemon. It became so mainstream that you could talk about it with literally any person walking around at a park. It blows my mind that Pokemon Go, for one, existed, and that for two, it was as big of a thing as it was. And if you didn't get to experience the summer of 2016 and you don't know what I'm talking about right now, just take a look back at some 5-year-old videos of Pokemon Go. Not recent videos, 5-year-old videos, to really get an idea for how big of a deal this game was. I made a video in 2018, 2 years after the game had came out, really just looking back on what the game had become, but now at the 5-year mark, and as someone that still, casually plays the game, I don't play it maybe as much as I was, say, last summer, and I haven't caught as many Gen 5 or Gen 6 Pokemon, or done as many raids maybe as I would like to anymore, just because, I'm still out riding my bike at times, but I don't make those stops to play those gyms quite as frequently as I used to. It's just not as big of a deal to me, I guess. And as the generations kind of progressed forward, and it got away from, generations 1, 2, 3, a little bit of 4 that I grew up with and that I was really nostalgic for, I lost, some interest in Pokemon Go. I'd kind of collected all the Pokemon from those generations. Then generations 5 and 6, I played them. Heck, I even played the Generation 6 games just last year, but they weren't a big deal to me. Now, Sun and Moon, personally, are my last favorite Pokemon games, I guess. Outside of the original Game Boy Advance games, those are my favorite generation. So maybe I will play more when Generation 7 comes out. Now, I know some of those Alolan forms are already released in the game and have been for quite a while. But regardless, I did really enjoy Generation 7, so I think I'll be looking forward to that when it gets added. Now, inevitably, at some point here, as Pokemon Go continues to press on and release generations slowly, there has to become a time where they're going to run out of new generations to release. I know they're doing this drip feed of content, and I think that a lot of people kind of got drawn away from the game very early on back in 2016 because a lot of people wanted to see Johto be introduced very quickly, and it didn't quite get introduced maybe as quickly as people had hoped. But regardless, at some point, every current Pokemon that exists is going to be in this game, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them running out of content because as much as people love to hate on Niantic, I think they've done a great job, albeit slow, adding in many of the features that people wanted. What people that haven't played Pokemon Go since 2016 don't realize is that those battles that you wanted to see, they're in the game, and they've been in the game for quite a long time. In fact, you can even PvP, online play those games with complete strangers in a league play type fashion. The trading you wanted, that's in there as well. The raids are bigger and better than they ever were. I mean, they have EX raids and things like that, and they've had EX raids for a while, but these things have expanded, and it's grown, and it's became really a mobile game that both feels deep in the respect that there's a lot going on, but also very accessible in the fact that I can take weeks at a time off of playing Pokemon Go. I can come back, and it's not like I'm being bombarded with different promotional things or different seasons or different, loot pack promotions. People will say, yes, Pokemon Go has a lot of paid elements to it. If you want to expand your bag size, expand your Pokemon storage, sure. but they're all things that you can do for free without ever spending $1 in the game. And in fact, I personally have never spent $1 playing Pokemon Go, and I'm level 36, and I have, something like 1,000 Pokemon stored, over 2,000 items. I mean, I've definitely expanded my stuff all without ever actually spending any money on Pokemon Go. And of course, buying something like Pokeballs, different items like that, that's irrelevant because you can just get them from stops, and I think that goes along well with playing the game. So it's definitely one of the most truly free-to-play games really in all of existence, and one that, unlike something like Call of Duty Mobile, I can log back onto after, say, a week or two away, and I'm not bombarded with all the different changes that have happened to the point where it's overwhelming and it just kind of changes the whole general aspect or meta of the game. I mean, the fact of the matter is, when you're playing a gym in Pokemon Go, you should be able to beat the gym. Like, unless you're like a very low level, unless you're like a level 10, you got a bunch of low CP Pokemon, and there's some, 3,000 CP Pokemon that are, put up on the gym just recently, and they're at full health. You shouldn't really struggle to beat a gym. Like, in theory, in this game, if you want to spend the time to beat a gym, you will beat the gym. But if you want to get into the PvP, now that's where it gets a little bit deeper, where you can kind of venture out and kind of make this be a deeper experience. I think in my video back in 2018, when I talked about the game having been around for 2 years, I believe I said I thought the game was going to be around for a long time. And I still think that's going to be the case. I think we'll still be talking about Pokemon Go in 2026, and I think people will still be actively playing it, because you may be surprised to know that there are probably plenty of people in your community that are still actively playing it. Now, from a town of 1,000 people, maybe not, but if your town has, say, 20,000 people living in it, odds are those gyms do change hands periodically, and if you haven't played in a while, I highly recommend you go back and you take a look. But I think that the thing I want to close on to really emphasize the fact that Pokemon Go is probably bigger than you realize is you consider that Pokemon turns 25 this year, and Pokemon Go turns 5 this year, which is to say that Pokemon Go has been around 20% of the entire time Pokemon has been around. To me, that just seems like a long time. Like, I think people underestimate kind of the staying power that this game has had, and it just, all I can say is it blows my mind, and I'm looking forward to the next 5 years of Pokemon Go, even if it's something that I'm just still playing periodically. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Bailey, and I will see you in the next video.